All right, we now welcome on another special guest onto the podcast today. It is Matteo Ritaccio of Liverpool. Thanks for coming on today, Matteo.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
All right, so we're going to start off with 60-second quick hitting questions, just 1 or 2 word answers, whatever. We're going to go through a bunch rapid fire. You ready?
Yep.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
easy one to start off. What color is Merseyside?
Red.
Best player you've ever played with or against?
Oof. Cameron Harper.
Cameron Harper, we had him on. Giants and
Yeah.
Jets.
Jets.
That's tough. Disney Channel or Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon.
Favorite club growing up?
Mine actually was Liverpool.
Okay, who would win in a fight to the death, a grizzly bear or a silverback gorilla?
I'm gonna have to go with the grizzly bear.
Celebrity crush?
That's a tough one. Selena Gomez.
Okay, you're way too early. 2021 Ballon d'Or prediction.
Mbappe.
Favorite soccer podcast?
Keep it simple.
Yes. First game you ever saw at Anfield?
It was Liverpool versus Sunderland.
The last album that you downloaded?
To be honest, I can't tell you the last time I downloaded. I don't really download albums.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
All right, that's all I have.
Awesome.
Dude,
Jets though? Come on.
Yeah,
I got the Giants hat on too. I was hoping you were a Giants fan.
I'm not a huge follower of NFL, but like if I had to go with one, I guess I'll go with Jets. You know.
What about baseball?
The underdogs. Baseball. I don't follow baseball that much.
No.
So
Okay, good.
I couldn't really tell you that.
Yeah, too boring.
What do you follow any other besides like football or soccer? Like what other sports are you following?
To be honest, I follow a little bit of the college basketball.
So, who's your team for that?
Villanova.
Villanova.
My mom used to run track at Villanova back in the day. So, and my uncle also played lacrosse for Villanova. So, I have a little bit of that in me, and yeah, it's just exciting, you know. So
yeah, we're Seton Hall. We're
Seton Hall.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're not bad. They've been doing pretty well. So
yeah, they've been all right recently.
Yeah. They lost by 40 points last night, though.
Did they actually?
Yeah.
Against who?
Creighton.
Creighton. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Villanova's been doing well. They won it like 2 years ago on that crazy buzzer.
Yeah, they did. They had 1 year they won it, and the next year they didn't do too well, and then the next year they did really well. So they won it again. But yeah, I mean, it was just a shame last year it got called off the tournament, you know.
Yeah. I mean, everything got called off with that, but
I know. Yeah. Hopefully this year we'll see.
Yeah. So I know you grew up in New York City. Could you kind of talk about what that was like playing football as well? Yeah.
So I grew up on Long Island, so I was about a half hour, 40 minutes away from Manhattan, and but really I spent a lot of my time in New York City because I played for BW Gachi, their academy from under 8 until I was an under 18, until I was 16. I left to play for Liverpool, and yeah, it was really good. You know, it was just I basically had the same 2 or 3 coaches, well, probably 3 or 4 coaches throughout my whole time there. So I was able to really get to learn a lot under them and create a good relationship with them. So it was good.
Yeah, so that brings me into my next question. What can you tell us about Tommy Flood and Paul McGillen?
Yeah, great people. There was actually even more so them two, Tommy Flood, Paul McGlynn, Stefan Regard, Jerry Saravia, and even others that have helped me out a lot there, you know. So no, they were really good. They really took me under their wing throughout my whole time there, literally from the time I was 6 or 7 to the time I was 16 and a half, where I left to Liverpool. And yeah, I mean, they were a big, huge part of my development, you know, on and off the pitch. They just helped me shape me into the person.
That one of my friends, he played for Gachi growing up, and he
What's
said, "Huh?"
Oh, Matt Rubenstein, right?
No, it was his name was Evan Hughes.
Oh yeah, they're his brother too.
Yeah, he has a younger
Charlie
brother. But he
Yeah,
told me
yeah,
that I forget if it was Tommy or Paul. They used to say some like crazy things in training sometimes. Like
yeah.
whenever
No,
you messed up.
they were just very passionate.
Yeah.
They were intense. They wanted to get the best out of us. So
Queens would
they
come out in
were.
practice, huh?
Sorry.
The Queens would come out in practice.
Yeah, exactly. No, they were definitely they were just they obviously they were passionate and intense. So like when we were training and playing, they wanted to get the best out of us, and
Mm.
they did most of the time. They did. So they
And
no, it was great. They're great coaches though.
and Paul's son is Jack McGohan, right? Who just signed with the Philly Union. So what's your relationship
Yeah,
like with him?
yeah. So like same with like obviously he's been through with Gachi up until he left for Philly Union, and basically I've known him since he was like a little baby. So I've seen him growing up. I know he's only like 2 years younger than me, but I've seen him growing up, and he's very good player. So and he's doing well at Union too, which is awesome to see. So
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's just signed a homegrown deal. So and he's joining the first team this season. So that's be exciting to see how he does.
Hmm.
Yeah, him and our boy Paxton Aronson. Excited to see them have
Yeah,
a breakout season
yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
Hopefully they both do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Evan also told me that Tim Way used to come to some like gotchi trainings or practice. I don't even know. But
Yeah. So
did you ever train with
mhm.
him at all?
Yeah. To be honest, uh, same thing with Tim Way. He was at Gotcha since he was really young. I think he was there um before I was there. So basically he always played for the 1998s when he was a 2000. So we I would see him around, but then there was one time he came down for a few years. He came down with the 1999s, and I was also with 1999s at one time, that team, and we were able to play together for I think it was 1 or 2 years. So it was really like really awesome. You always knew he was always gonna make it and be a big player one day, and it's good to see him, and it's great to see him like doing well, over in
Hmm.
France.
Yeah, so it was no
Mhm.
surprise for you like seeing him over now like in
No,
Europe
definitely
and with
not.
the
No, you
same
could
team.
tell when he was young, he had great ability. On the ball, he was great. He had a great shot. He was fast. He was quick, and he just was like naturally strong. And you could even see that now. So he was yeah. There was no doubt in your mind he was gonna do well. And progress into the professional stage.
Yeah, I have a story to go along with that. When he played for, I don't know if he was like guest playing with them, but he played with like the New York Cosmos like youth team or something. And I'm a
Hmm.
2002, 2000 also. I was born in 2000. And I played
Yeah.
against him when I was like 12 maybe in some tournament. Played against his team like the final of some random tournament. And we lost 4-0 and he scored all 4 goals against us. Like he was just like so much
What
better than everybody
what
else.
what tournament was there?
I
What was
think it
it?
was like an FC Delco tournament of some kind. I don't really remember. But
Wait,
I
what team were you playing for?
I played for Lehigh Valley United.
Yeah, I was there too. I think I was on the bench though.
Oh, really?
But yeah, yeah.
That's so
So
funny.
yeah, no, yeah. I think was it. Yeah, he definitely scored a few that game. I think.
Yeah, I mean, he
I
was
don't mean
just
that.
like a
Yeah.
different level.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, you could always tell. He was just above everybody else in our league. So. But yeah, even like games like that when he was 12, or even he was still playing in Europe. You forget
Mhm.
he's playing in Europe, and yeah, he was still incredible. And a good
Yeah,
kid too.
yeah.
Hmm.
So we must have played against each other at least once then if you were on the bench that game because I know I played against
Yeah,
Gachi a couple times at least.
yeah, no, I'm sure because I remember playing Lehigh Valley definitely more than once.
Mm,
From like the age probably from like 11 to 13.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So growing up, I know you have two older
Hmm.
brothers. So
Hmm.
what was it like that? Like whole like just being the youngest of them competition wise?
Yeah, no, it was really good. We always like tried pushing each other. We would always like use each other to try to get better. So we'd whenever we could, we would always be training with each other. It was in the street in front of our house, or in the backyard, or at the field, anywhere. So it was great growing up with them, because I think that they played a huge part in like me becoming the player I am at the moment, and also like them helping themselves develop as well as soccer players. So it's really
How
good.
far away do you like? Because I can imagine like you didn't really have like that. I mean, in Long Island, do you have like a big backyard you could play in, or like would you have to go to a park to?
Well, like it depends because like the back, it wasn't not like not huge, but it was just a decent size, you know, where we had like a grass area we could play. You know, it wasn't like where you could like pass, like, you know, it wasn't like big spaces, but we'd always, to be honest, on Long Island, there's a bunch of whether it's football fields or even soccer fields, grass, turf, you know, whatever it is. So we'd go there. Yeah. And it was just whatever it was, we just play, and we get competitive sometimes, but that's part of it, you know.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. Chuck's the oldest, I'm the middle, and then we have a younger brother too. So we just grew up doing the same thing, just playing in the backyard.
How far apart are you guys?
Chuck's almost 2 years older than me, and then our younger brother is 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so a little bit of
a gap,
but not too much. Yeah.
But our younger brother is probably the best out of all of us, so he'll pass us.
Who does he play for?
He plays for Lehigh Valley United too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So, but he had a bit of an advantage having two older brothers kind of pushing him.
Yeah, he gets to learn off you guys, you know.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah. No, of course, yeah, I did too. Yeah, definitely.
So, how did your move to Liverpool first come about, and like, what was your reaction when you first heard about it?
Yeah, so it was actually this was a while ago. So I think I was 13 at the time, and I was at the first national team camp for my age group, which we were technically under 14s at the time. So we were in California, and we played a game there, and I happened to had a really good game, and I had 2 assists and a goal, and yet one of the Liverpool scouts happened to be there, and they just inquired about me, and then got in touch with director of coaching at Gachi, and then they got in touch with my parents, and eventually they wanted me to go on trial there with the academy, and I did a few times, like I did a few spells of trials there, and when I was 15, they offered me this thing called like a scholar contract, which is like it's like a 2-year contract. It's like the step before if you're going to sign a professional contract. And I signed that, and I went over in July of 2018. And then November of 2019, I signed a professional contract there.
And you said Liverpool was your favorite team growing up. So what was that like for you to be able to have the opportunity to play for your favorite club from your childhood?
Yeah, and it was awesome. You just remember waking up. Well, obviously in America, the games are early in the morning, but like you remember waking up in the morning and seeing like Gerrard, Suarez, Torres, all of them play, you know, Jamie Carragher, and it was just, and also they were always on TV, you know, like there was even documentaries of them you would watch when you were little. So it was just a really like unique and cool moment to be able to like, you know, be somewhat a part of it, you know, and hopefully like get the opportunity to hopefully get to the stage that those players were at when you were watching when you were younger.
Are your brothers and your family Liverpool fans as well, or like prior to your move?
To be honest, my other 2 brothers are Juventus fans. So yeah, they're Juventus fans. But I just always like watching Liverpool, you know.
Who got you into Liverpool then? Like, was it just because?
I don't know. I just watched a bunch of soccer, to be honest. It was like I just watched a bunch, and then, you know, there's always like different teams that you like watching. Like at the time, it was like Barcelona. You're just really into watching, you know, and Liverpool was one of those teams as well. So
yeah. So the player that got me like to fall in love with Liverpool was Steven Gerrard. We saw a picture of you with him. Did you share any other moments with him, and what was that kind of like meeting a player like him?
Yeah, so obviously I had that picture. That was when I was at one of my trials and happened to bump into him at the academy, and of course got a picture with him, you know. But also later on, so there was times where I already agreed to sign that scholar contract, and I was there visiting, you know, I think there was one time for preseason, I was there over a month for preseason training, since I didn't have any school back in America. And there was a few sessions where I went up with the under 18s when I was training with the under 16s, and obviously he was the manager at that time for that season, and it was just really cool. You know, he was the one like doing all the training sessions, and you could tell like how professional he was and like how high his standards were. So yeah, no, that was a really cool moment. It was, not gonna lie, it was a bit nerve-wracking at first because you're like, oh, wow, like it's Steven Gerrard, you know, he's coaching here, and it's like, oh, you got to impress, and you know his standards obviously going to be very high, you know. But no, it was really good. I enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, and he's proving to be a great manager. He's killing it at Rangers
yeah,
right
he's
now.
doing it well at Rangers. You know, this season they're flying. So
yeah. I think he's the Jurgen Klopp replacement in a couple of years. I think he's the guy.
Who knows, right? Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He's doing well, so you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So when you first arrived there, what was the stigma like being an American over there? And do you feel like you had to prove yourself a little extra because of the stigma against American football?
Yeah, of course. I think with anyone who's new coming into the likes of a team like a big Liverpool are, it's especially at the academy, it's hard to, like, you have to almost earn the respect of your teammates and people around you, which I think is normal in a way, you know, with like a thing that's very intense and competitive, you know, with the football environment there. So, but I think especially being American, you know, that I just don't think like Americans, we're starting to really show that we are capable of playing at the highest level, especially like here in Europe. That it's just something where you always, especially as an American, you have to prove it, you know, and maybe you have to do even more work than say some other people have to do.
Mm-hmm. When you first got there, did you find yourself like calling the sport soccer instead of football?
And like, yeah, I guess some of my like word choices have changed. Like, you know, I don't call it soccer anymore too much, call it football. So like, but that's just like natural for me now, and some other words. But yeah, no, they do get on to me for my English and my American accent sometimes. So, and like my American.
What are some like examples of things that if you
like that? I mean, like instead of saying, like, I used to never say boots, but now all I say is boots. I used to say like cleats, you know, and they used to say like yeah, like just stuff like that, just little stuff, and you know, and I guess I have a little bit of a Long Island accent, so
I hear a little
pick
bit
up on that. Yeah, it's not as I know people that have it are much more potent, but like, you know, yeah.
You picking up a Scouse accent?
I don't know if I can. That's too hard, you know. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's not an easy thing to do.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but no, not maybe a few words here and there that I use, but definitely not the accent. No, can't do it. Yeah.
So from an insider's perspective at Liverpool, what can you kind of tell us about the general culture there that it's cultivated throughout the club over the years?
Yeah, so like in terms of on the pitch, off the pitch, or both, right?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, I'd say just both.
Yeah, both. Yeah. Well, like on the pitch, it mirrors a lot with the first team like desire, you know. So it's a lot about like your mentality, you know, both sides of the game, defensive and offensive, you know, how you react when you lose the ball. Like it's very, very like, okay, if we can play forward, you know. Obviously no forcing it, but like it's a more attack-minded game, you know. And just basically having the mentality over your opponents to outwork them. That's the big thing at Liverpool. And I don't think really no player, especially in the academy or even you see in the first team, like you look at like some Mane and Salah, all of them run like crazy when they're defending and when they're attacking. So like no one gets away with only doing one side of the game, you know. You have to do both, and I think that's a big thing that they try to instill into us.
So Liverpool obviously just built the new training facility. Are you guys at that facility or are you still at Kirby?
Right, we've actually moved into that facility, so it's like it's a big facility. So like the first team are on one side and then we're on the other side. And then obviously their pitches are on one side, and we still use the academy pitches because that facility, that big building right there, is like shared with the academy. So we get to go into that new building as under 23s, and it's amazing. The building, it's like really new, just everything about it. It's great, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any interaction with the first team players then?
Well, at the moment, no, because it's a bit tough with like all the COVID stuff going on. You know, they can't really mix because it's like, obviously, you know, with the virus, you know, like that means everybody would have to get tested, and it's just easier to keep the first team players with first team staff and their team, and then the 23s separate with themselves, you know, just to make sure like everything's okay with the virus. But hopefully once everything settles down, hoping, who knows, maybe in the summer, things will get back to normal. You get a little more interaction, you know. But even at the moment though, it's just great. Like the new facilities, the gyms, the cafeterias, the changing rooms, the pitches they're all fantastic.
So with COVID then, is there a lot of more hesitation then to bring younger players up into, or like just in between teams?
Well, I guess there is an aspect of that, because just in terms, it's a bit complicated because you have to test the players and then bring them in, and it's just very hard when, say, like if a player from the other 23s is going up to the first team training and then come back down, and you know it's kind of disruptive because he has to always get tested every time he goes back up, and it could almost break the bubble that the first team has, you know, in terms against the virus. So you probably don't see as much of it this season because the fault of the virus, you know. But like the prior seasons where, like before all this COVID stuff happened, there was definitely players from the academy, whether it's on the 18s, 23s, you would see them stepping up training with the first team, and yeah, there definitely is movement, you know.
Yeah. So does Liverpool have any sort of communication with you as far as breaking into the first team, or any kind of like timeline, or like what specifically they need you to improve on to see yourself break into that squad?
Yeah, well, I think at the moment, it's mostly just I'm coming back from whenever last season. I was out the whole entire season with COVID, and I had a knee injury as well, so I was out for about 6 months with that, and then right when I came back from that, COVID happened and the whole season was cancelled. So I lost basically last season with playing, and this season is a lot about basically getting back into my rhythm, getting a lot of trainings under my belt, and getting whatever game time I can, hopefully with the under 23s, and then just going from there. You're not thinking too far in advance, and just working in the moment, and yeah, just trying to improve and get back into my rhythm.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of the first team, what's it like seeing guys like Reece Williams, Nico Williams, Curtis Jones, Billy Kumetio? What's it like seeing those guys kind of break into the first team, and then also now starting to even start some games?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's fantastic. You know, you see them, and like it's one day they're playing with the under 18s, 19s, and then they're playing with the 23s, and the next day they're like a few months later they're with the first team, where they're on the bench for a Premier League match or a Champions League game, and then they're being subbed in, you know, and it's great to see, and it just gives you like faith, you know, and hope that, like, you know, if you stick at it and you focus on improving your game, then you never know, your opportunity could come just like theirs came, you know. And no, it's great to see them because they've taken the opportunities well, and yeah, I think it just sets an example for the other kids in the academy as well.
Definitely.
Those are guys, have you played with them or trained with them, most of them, right?
Yeah, mostly all. Yeah, played with.
So off the field,
with most of them, yeah.
Off the field, I'm curious, like, what are those guys like off the field? Is it?
No, they're all good. Everyone has their different personalities, whether they're more outgoing or whether they're more timid, but they're all nice kids, you know. At heart, they're all nice kids, and yeah, that's really it, to be honest. No one really, like, personally, me, I get along with everyone at the academy, you know.
So like outside of like training and stuff, are you guys like going out and like doing stuff as like a team at all ever? Like, what's some things you do?
Well, actually, at the moment, you know, with all this going on. You can't really like mix. And so for the past, I guess since this new season started, not really. We haven't. But in prior seasons, we would sometimes like organized by like the club. We would go out, like some days we'd go out bowling. We'd go bowling. Then some days, like as a team, we'd go to the movies, and or like for example, like Christmas. And for Christmas, we have like a big dinner, and we'll go to like this steakhouse or somewhere, and yeah, it's nice. So we do get together as a team, and enjoy some time away from the pitch as well.
What's your bowling game like? Me and Chuck went bowling 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of rough for us.
Not too good. I don't practice it much, so like can't expect to be too good.
That's what we're saying. If we practice it,
there's room for improvement though.
Yeah. No, we're saying if we practice this, like if we went like every day, we'd be so like so good at it. Like
Hello. Hey,
I think I dropped out there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm back. I dropped out too.
Interesting. All right. All right. Let's just pick right back up.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm really curious. Like, what's Curtis Jones like off the field?
Well, to be honest, like I haven't. He's probably one of the only players I haven't spent too much time around. Say off the pitch. So I'm not too sure. I mean, whenever I've been around him, the minimum amount of time, I was. He's just a nice kid. He's definitely like a lively kid, an energetic kid. But he's and you can tell he has like a lot of personality. But he's a good kid. And it just shows like his personality and confidence on the field. He's very brave and bold. So yeah, no, but he's a good, like I said before, he's a good kid, and so is everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you recently signed with Roc Nation, Jay-Z's sports agency, and they represent some really big names like Rashford, De Bruyne, Saquon Barkley, Todd Gurley, Lukaku. What was your feeling like when you signed for them, and what kind of persuaded you to join with them?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like just being able to be part of an organization like that is great. And I think they've been really showing a lot of interest and faith in me to help me develop, as much as I can in my career, even though I'm so young, But yeah, I mean, so the agent I was working with prior, he also moved to Roc Nation, and he's been very good and very helpful and great with me. So I joined him. I joined over with him with Roc Nation, and yeah, it's been great.
Jay-Z didn't give you a call and persuade you?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, he didn't. Haven't got a call from him yet, but who knows? Maybe.
So do you want to one day like go into the entertainment industry at all ever?
To be honest, no, I haven't really thought of that yet. No, I'm just right now. It's just all about soccer.
All about soccer.
This opportunity.
Because I mean, there's ton of names on, just not even the sports agency, but even his just like entertainment.
No, it's like it's very broad. Like they cover like musicians, artists, all that, like actors, actresses. So it's not just No, it's a huge. Obviously I've always knew of them, but like I didn't know like how big the like Roc Nation was as an organization. It's huge. Yeah. So no, it's great. It's awesome.
Definitely. All right, we're gonna kind of switch gears now into your youth national team career.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an Italian passport. That's kind of how you got over to Liverpool, right?
Yes.
So are you all in with the US, or would you ever consider representing Italy at the international level?
Well, I think at the moment it's just I'm just gonna basically I haven't had any like secure offers from either either nation. So I'm just gonna I have both like I'll keep both open, you know. And yeah, whatever it is, I just I'm right now I'm just focusing on my development, you know, here at Liverpool, and just trying to improve myself so that I can open myself up and show that I'm ready for opportunities for either one, whether it's with the US or Italy, you know.
Yeah.
So with the camp, just or not the camp, the was it, the U20 World Cup is what just got canceled. Has there been any like messages from the coaching staff to like the guys in the pool about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we were all upset, you know, because we were looking forward to that. But and obviously the coaching staff and the behind the scenes staff at US Soccer was as well. So they've obviously reached out to us and informed us about it, and said it was obviously due to the pandemic and everything, and it wasn't deemed safe enough to continue. But I mean, it was a bummer because like it was like a really good group of kids, you know, for the under-20s this cycle, and I think we had a really good chance at like at doing well in the tournament, you know, and going far. So that was definitely disappointing, but hopefully there's more in store in the future, you know, with more opportunities in tournaments.
Yeah. Who are some of your best friends from that kind of pool of U20 players? We know your boys with Cam Harper, but who else are you kind of close with?
I'm pretty close to them. So yeah, Cam, I'm close with him, and then also Cole Bassett, you know, and Patrick Schultz. So yeah, they're good kids, you know. Just that whenever I've been to the recent under-20 camps, I was around them a lot, and yeah, no, good kids, good players too.
Yeah, we love Cole and Cam. We had both of them on early. We had Cole on pretty early, and Cam on not too long ago. So
yeah.
Do you ever link up with Cam ever? Because like you guys probably aren't too far away.
To be honest, I haven't done it yet because, well, this season I haven't, because it's been hard with, like, you can't really travel, you know, much, because if I go and travel, I have to get tested back, or there's like the risk of having to quarantine and all that. So I haven't really this season. And then the season before that, I was on crutch. I had like an operation on my knee, so I was on crutches for a while, and it was just like that was restricting my travel as well. So I don't know. It just hasn't been like there hasn't been the right opportunity yet, but soon we will be. You know.
All right.
Hopefully
we'll be
soon.
looking out for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That probably just sucks then, because that's like one of your opportunities to see all these guys, and it just gets taken away. So
no,
and to
I
prove
know.
yourself.
No. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's nothing you could do about it, you know. It's just is what it is, and it's unfortunate. It definitely is, but you know,
because I don't think it makes much sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. It's just up to them whether they could make it safe. I guess, I don't know. Maybe they just can't test. They don't have enough like resources to test players every day, or and I guess it's hard, especially with the US, because you have kids in the MLS playing, but then you have kids also. Sometimes you have kids in South America, you have kids in Europe, so you're coming from all different like regions where there might be different regulations coming from England, and then different regulations coming from Brazil, or you know.
Yeah,
and
even in the US,
that makes it like tough.
Yeah, the US state from state, it's different. Yeah, the regulations.
Exactly, like that's the thing. So it is a tough task, because you think about like other countries especially say in Europe, you know, like say England or France, their players might not be traveling from as many different countries, so it may be a little easier to control it, you know, and like keep a bubble. But with the US, it's a bit difficult of a task, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I got one more question, and I want you to give us your 5-a-side team, top 5 players that you played with just like throughout your entire career so far, from your youth all the way through now.
Wow. All right. That's got to do quite a bit of thinking, man.
Take your time.
Including a keeper, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, shit. It's hard. Oh, you've caught me. Trying to think. I would say Curtis Jones, because I have played with him in a few matches. is definitely one of them. You know. This kid who I play with right now, but he's playing with the first team right now. Well, he's been training with the first team. Leighton Clarkson.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Also, I would actually genuinely like not just because I'm close friends with him, but Cameron, you know, Harper.
Yeah.
Seriously, like really
Could
good player.
be
So
anybody, like anybody from your days at
Yeah.
Gotchi too, like.
And yeah, oh yeah, also that. So I would throw Tim Way in there as well.
Okay.
Definitely him, and that's
3.
That's 4.
That's 3, right?
No, that's 4.
No, that's
wait.
that's
Harper,
4, right? Harper,
Curtis,
Tim,
Leighton.
Leighton.
4. So and then you need a
And then-
keeper.
keeper. This is a tough one. I would say, to be honest, you know, the keeper that made his debut for Liverpool,
Kelleher.
the Irish one, Kelleher. Yeah,
he's good.
so I would throw him in there. He's just super calm, composed, and nice goalkeeper. So I put him in there too.
All right, that's a good team. I like that team.
No, it's
team.
definitely some really good players. You know,
not very
and
defensive.
even more that like
not a lot of defenders in there, but
Yeah.
that's all right. You guys will score goals.
We have one defensive midfielder there, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Nice.
Cool. You're not throwing your brothers in there?
No, I don't know.
His brother, Curtis Jones. I don't know. It's kind of a tough choice.
Yeah. No, my brothers are good players too. You know.
Yeah, he's about to get drafted. I'm pretty go.
Yeah.
Pretty early.
Yeah, he's with Akron now, so it's been tough because he didn't have a season. So and so I'm hoping his season stays on for the spring, so we could hopefully get some opportunities from that, you know. And we just see, but fingers crossed. I hope things work out for him, and you know, as well.
Awesome.
Also, I don't know. Do you get mistaken for Kai Havertz ever? Like,
no, do I look like him?
A little bit. I've seen some stuff.
I don't
like,
see it, to be honest.
I've seen other people like commenting. Like, I forget where I saw, but I was
Kai
like,
Havertz,
I don't think Kai Havertz is gonna be wandering around Liverpool. Though. I don't think he'd be welcome there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he'll be staying down in London. I haven't had. You actually are the first one that.
Oh, really?
Told me that.
Damn.
So yeah, I can see it a little bit now, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, you got anything else? I think I'm all good.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on today, Matteo. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. That was I had a good time. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We're looking forward to having you on in the future again too.
Yeah, of course. Sounds good. Thanks again. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.